A joke that needs the defense, "I was just joking," has already failed. It was never a joke in the first place. That phrase is a psychological escape hatch, a get-out-of-jail-free card for inflicting a small wound without consequence. By the end of this, you'll understand the precise mechanics of this covert weapon and how to dismantle it completely. And you will begin to see just how often this move is played against you. Designed to make you question your own reality, this isn't about being unable to take a joke. This is about recognizing a veiled attack. The joke is a probe, a test balloon sent to see what you'll tolerate. The user launches a pointed comment, a subtle insult, or a criticism wrapped in a thin layer of humor. Then they watch. They wait for your reaction. If you laugh along or say nothing, the probe has succeeded. A new boundary has been established. The insult is now acceptable territory. If you react with hurt or anger, they immediately pull the ripcord. "Wow, relax. I was just joking." In that one sentence, the entire dynamic flips. Their aggression is instantly erased, and your valid reaction is reframed as a personal failing. You are now the problem. You're too sensitive. You're humorless. You killed the vibe. This creates a perfect psychological trap called a double bind, a situation with two options where both options lead to a loss for you. Your first option is to accept the joke and the insult it carries. This preserves the social harmony of the moment, but it comes at a cost. You've just silently agreed that this kind of comment is permissible. You've told the aggressor that your boundaries are soft, that this is a place where they can push. You lose a small piece of ground. Your second option is to challenge the comment. You can say that wasn't funny, or that kind of hurt. Now you've defended your boundary, but you've fallen into the second part of the trap. You are now the person who can't take a joke. The aggressor gets to play the victim of your oversensitivity. They successfully deflected all accountability. The focus is now on your reaction, burying the original action completely. The aggressor wins by making you the bad guy for noticing you were attacked. What makes this maneuver so potent is that it's designed to make you feel crazy. It's a low-grade form of gaslighting. The message is simple. What you think just happened didn't actually happen. You perceived an insult, but it was really a joke. Your feelings are a misinterpretation of reality. You're the one who is out of touch. When this happens repeatedly, the effect is corrosive. You start to second-guess your own instincts. You begin to wonder, am I actually too sensitive? Am I overreacting? That hesitation is the aggressor's goal. That moment of self-doubt is the space they need to operate. And this entire process is so effective because it exploits a fundamental piece of our brain's wiring. It targets our primal need for social acceptance. The pain you feel from a verbal jab is real. Neuroscientists have shown that the parts of the brain that light up when you experience social rejection, like the anterior cingulate cortex, are the same areas that process physical pain. To your brain, a cutting remark can register with the same alarm as a physical injury. Social exile was a death sentence for our ancestors, so our brains are exquisitely tuned to detect threats to our social standing. The covert aggressor instinctively understands this. They deliver a blow that causes genuine social pain, but they do it under the cover of humor. The phrase, "I was just joking," is a command. It's an order for you to override your brain's natural pain signal. It says, "That alarm your nervous system is sounding right now, ignore it. It's a false alarm. You are the one who is malfunctioning." These weaponized jokes come in several predictable forms. There's the truth bomb joke. This is where the person delivers a piece of harsh, unsolicited criticism and then laughs as if they just said something clever. "That report was a total mess, haha." Just being honest. The laughter gives them an escape route from the cruelty of the comment. Then there is the insecurity probe. This one is especially insidious. The aggressor uses a vulnerability you previously shared with them in confidence and turns it into the punchline of a joke. It's a message that your trust can and will be used against you. Perhaps the most powerful variant is the public joke. By making the jab in front of a group, the aggressor magnifies the double bind. Now if you react, you are ruining the fun for everyone. You become the public killjoy, isolating you and strengthening their social position at your expense. Some might argue this is reading too much into a simple social interaction, that a joke is just a joke. And in a healthy relationship, among people with mutual trust and respect, this is often true. Humor can be a way to broach difficult subjects or to gently tease. The difference lies in the pattern, the intention, and the result. A real joke is inclusive. It's a shared experience of mirth. A covertly aggressive joke is exclusive. It creates an in-group which includes the joker and anyone who laughs along, and an out-group of one, you. The purpose of a real joke is connection. The purpose of a weaponized joke is separation and dominance. It's a tool to subtly put you in your place, to remind you of your position in the social hierarchy. It's a demonstration of power. This power dynamic is especially effective against people who are conditioned to avoid conflict. If you grew up in an environment where keeping the peace was the highest priority, you were trained to smooth things over. You learnt to swallow small discomforts for the sake of group harmony. Covert aggressors are experts at spotting this trait. They know you are more likely to choose the path of least resistance. You'll take the hit to avoid a confrontation. They are counting on your politeness. They are using your own social conditioning as a weapon against you. Every time you let a joke slide, you are reinforcing their behavior. You are teaching them that this tactic works on you. They will continue to use it because you have shown them that it is an effective way to get what they want, and what they want is almost always about control. This is the end game, the slow, methodical erosion of your boundaries. The jokes are beachheads. Each one that lands without resistance claims a little more territory. Today's harmless joke about the shirt you're wearing establishes a precedent. It opens the door for tomorrow's joke about your career ambitions, which opens the door for a future joke about your choice of partner. It's a slow creep. Each individual incident seems too small to make a fuss about. That's the design. By keeping each transgression minor, the aggressor makes your reaction seem disproportionate. It's the strategy of 1,000 tiny cuts. No single cut is fatal, but the cumulative effect is a deep wound to your self-esteem and your trust in your own judgment. You eventually find yourself walking on eggshells, constantly trying to predict the next joke and avoid the behavior that might trigger it. You have, without realizing it, surrendered control of your own emotional state to them. Recognizing the pattern is the crucial first step. The second is realizing that your usual responses are what fuels the cycle. Getting angry gives them the satisfaction of getting a reaction and the excuse to call you unstable. Staying silent gives them a quiet victory. To break the cycle, you have to refuse to play the game. You must step outside the double bind entirely. This requires you to do something very specific. You must ignore the joke framework and respond only to the content of the statement. When they deliver the jab and wait for your reaction, you offer neither anger nor passive acceptance. Instead, you offer calm, detached curiosity. You hold up their statement for examination. You can ask, "What do you mean by that?" Or, with a neutral tone, "Can you explain the joke to me?" "I don't get it." This is the verbal equivalent of handing them back their own weapon. You are refusing to engage with a humor frame. You are forcing them to confront the literal meaning of their words. Now, the aggressor is in a bind. They cannot explain the joke, because to do so would be to admit the hostile premise it was built on. Explaining why a dig at your insecurity is funny exposes the malice. They are left with only two poor options. They can admit their aggressive intent, which they almost never do, or, more likely, they will retreat, stammering something like, "Oh, forget it. It was nothing." In that moment, the power dynamic shifts completely. You have refused to be the victim. You have refused to be the humorless scold. You became a social scientist calmly asking them to explain their own behavior. You held a mirror up to their aggression, and they backed down. You didn't just deflect the attack, you dismantled the weapon itself. Humor is meant to build bridges between people. It's a shared breath, a moment of connection. Aggression disguised as humor does the opposite. It builds a wall, with the joker on one side and the target on the other. A real joke invites you into a shared world. This kind of joke is a test to see if you can be pushed out of your own. The tell is simple. If the laughter is for everyone, it's a gift. If the laughter comes at your expense, it's a tax you should